We live in an era of absolute digital abundance. Want to watch a film, edit a photograph, or build a business? The tools are instantly available. But look a little closer at your digital life, and you will notice a strange paradox. We have access to almost everything, yet we actually own almost nothing outright. Your music, your movies, your cloud storage, your productivity software, and maybe even your fitness routine. They are all rented. Modern life is built on a stacking, endless tower of monthly fees. For most of human history, access meant ownership. If you wanted to listen to music, you would go to a store, buy a record, and take it home. That item became a permanent part of your personal infrastructure. Access was guaranteed because the asset was physically yours. The same rule applied to the digital world. You'd buy a box of software, install it, and use it for a decade. A single, one-time purchase provided permanent utility. Then came the shift to everything as a service. The pitch was highly appealing. No large upfront costs, no manual updates, and total flexibility. You just pay a small, manageable fee, and the platform handles the rest. Software companies quickly realized they could trade one-time buyers for perpetual renters. This causes subscription creep. Because automated digital payments remove the friction of spending, we stop paying attention to the cash leaving our accounts. Instead of making one highly considered decision to buy an asset, we are forced to make thousands of micro-decisions over decades just to keep the lights on. By optimizing purely for monthly convenience, an entire generation has silently traded away long-term stability. We feel technologically empowered, but economically we have become completely dependent on the landlords of the digital world. Most financial burdens are obvious. You notice a car loan, you notice a mortgage, but automated subscriptions hide in plain sight. They act as an invisible wealth leak, easily bypassing the psychological barriers that normally keep our spending in check. The true danger is not the individual $10 charge, it is the opportunity cost. Every dollar directed toward recurring digital consumption is a dollar that cannot be used to acquire physical wealth-building assets. It is capital that simply evaporates at the end of the month. Worse, this dynamic closely mirrors historical sharecropping. You provide the labor, writing documents, organizing data, building an audience, or storing family memories. But you are doing all of this work to improve digital land that belongs to someone else. You are building your personal and professional infrastructure on a rented foundation, and the floor can suddenly drop out from under you at any moment. We like to think of our files as living safely in an ethereal cloud. But the cloud is just a marketing term for physical server racks sitting in massive data centers, wholly owned and controlled by third-party corporations. Because they own the servers, they set the rules. They can double the price of your storage overnight. They can rewrite their terms of service to train AI models on your private documents. They can ban your account without warning, or the platform can simply go bankrupt and disappear. When you do not own the underlying infrastructure, your access is entirely conditional. If the rules suddenly change, you possess zero structural leverage to fight back. Escaping this trap begins with awareness. The first practical step is conducting a ruthless ownership audit. Pull up your bank statements and list every single automated payment. Divide those payments into 3 buckets. First, essential subscriptions that genuinely create value. Second, convenience subscriptions that are useful but replaceable. And third, habit subscriptions, the services you only keep because clicking cancel takes too much effort. This chart shows how we need to shift our financial thinking. Instead of calculating monthly affordability, look at lifetime total cost. A $20 monthly subscription looks cheap on day one, but over 10 years, it costs you $2,400. Compare that to a one-time software purchase. The initial price is higher, but the line remains completely flat. The subscription economy trains consumers to focus on cheap 30-day windows. But as the years pass and prices inevitably rise, those recurring fees aggressively scale, permanently draining your future income while the owned asset pays for itself over and over again. Asset builders think in decades. Permanent renters are trapped thinking in 30-day billing cycles. Taking back control requires moving from financial defense to infrastructural defense. You want to build what is essentially a personal digital fortress. You do not have to reject technology to do this. Just become intentional about how you use it. Keep local, physical backups of your important files. Use offline-capable tools that function perfectly without an internet connection, and purchase permanent software licenses whenever possible. The goal is pure resilience. You want a system that continues to function flawlessly even if the external networks fail or a corporate server decides to lock you out. This desire for independence is not isolated. Around the world, movements advocating for the right to repair, self-hosted servers, and open-source software are quietly gaining momentum. People are tapping into a deeply historical human instinct, the drive to accumulate durable, functional tools, things you can hold, repair, and rely on, without asking a corporation for permission to use them. This is the architecture of enough. The objective is not to own every single digital thing you touch. That is completely unrealistic. The objective is to own just enough to prevent dependency. True digital freedom is knowing that your creative work, your memories, and your productivity will not grind to a halt just because a subscription ends.